This episode is brought to you by the Ultimate Girls Trip. Here is our reoccurring daydream. Us at a drool-worthy pool, surrounded by our business besties. We just finished a powerful exercise on building our dream lives and executing our business goals. Join us if you are ready to be celebrated for taking up space, to feel purposeful, and to live a life of fulfillment. Go to proofitspossible.com for more info. Welcome to Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are multifaceted entrepreneurs, the founders of the Ultimate Girls Trip, and the hosts of Proof It's Possible. Jamie and I are also sisters, best friends, and complete opposites, but somehow we always manage to stay on the same team. Join us every week to hear our thoughts on all things entrepreneurship, friendship, family, pop culture, and more.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Hello.
To Proof It's Possible. We almost never say the name of our podcast. Did you know that?
No, yeah, we don't. You're right.
Anyways, today we're talking about effort counts twice. So this is a concept that I love because oftentimes we can get caught up in the I don't really know what I'm doing. But you don't have to be an expert. You just have to keep trying. So effort counts twice.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is every area of life. I remember when I was dating, I feel like the guys that would put in effort to do a nice date, I was way more likely to give them a second date, even if I didn't think that, it was right the first time, because it was one of those things that I'm like, yeah, but look how hard he tried. People who put in that much effort should get rewarded. And some of the times I ended up dating the guy for a long time and thinking he was so much greater than I gave him credit for on the first, you know what I mean? It's such a weird thing because I personally always count effort. Even with your kids, if your kids at least try the chore, I'm like, way to go, baby doll, and then I go look at what they did. And this is a really bad job. They did. They totally actually made a worse mess. But in their mind, they tried, and that's better than somebody that's I just don't know what I'm doing, so I can't load the dishwasher, so no. And it's no different than in our businesses. It's we can really just sit back and be there's people already doing that already, so I'm not going to try, or whatever your limiting beliefs, your story is. You're not putting in the effort. That's all it is. It's just a thing to keep you safe. And you don't
and
get
have you ever seen these things that lots of people do reels on this, and I'm like, that's so true, where it's they in the reel it says something along the lines of you thought you were better at the person or smarter than her, but they did the thing and you didn't, and look where they are now, or that's the general gist of it.
Less talented people are doing exactly what you want to do just because they tried, and that's the facts. I mean, honestly, doing something is always better than doing nothing.
Well, Brené Brown has not summed it up better, or she has summed it up the best out of anyone, in my opinion, when she quotes that, I think it's a Teddy Roosevelt quote, where she's like, if you're not in the arena, if your face is not marred with blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know the exact quote, obviously, but, then you don't get a say. And I'm like, no shit. That's exactly the truth, though, that if you haven't put forward the effort, then you don't get to be critical of anyone that has.
Well, and you know what I see through my website business and stuff is people will be like, yeah, so I got a website before even me coming along, or with their social media, and they're and nobody contacts me on my social media. And I'm like, well, how often are you posting? Do you talk about your business on there? If that's your one and only place to find customers, you have to be active with it. You can't just sit back and be like, oh, I'm never making posts. Or I made a post once and I didn't get one customer out of it. It's you look at the people that are mastering social media. They're posting multiple times a day, potentially. They're explaining their business offerings, their services, whatever it is. You go on there for 3 posts, you know everything about them. You know everything about what they offer. because they put in the effort. And like, I'm saying this speech for myself right now. I'm not even talking bad to someone else. So don't be at home coming at me because you're like, I don't have time for that. Me either. But I
Yeah.
don't get to also be mad when I'm like, yeah, social media didn't get me any interior design clients. Well, guess what? I didn't put any interior design pictures up in a long time. You know, like
Yeah.
facts. These are facts. This is what effort is about. And like, I get my
Mm-hmm.
interior design clients in different ways, and I build off of relationship capital because I don't love social media, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So, but that's a different kind of effort. It's something else that I'm putting effort into. But if you're doing nothing, you're putting in no effort, you are literally going to get nothing back. That's how it
Absolutely.
looks. And effort is such a underrated, you know, it doesn't get the credit it deserves. And I personally, in all areas where I see somebody putting in their effort, like whether they're helping me at the coffee shop and they're busting their butt, I'm like, thank you for working so hard. Thank you for getting my coffee perfect. It's perfect today. Like I love it. Whatever. I I think good for you. And you know what? You're probably going to be the boss of some be an entrepreneur one day and chase your dreams because if you're willing to work this hard for somebody else, you'll be amazing for yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm. That reminds me,
What?
I was out of town for like 3 days before Christmas. It
Okay.
was busy season for me, the whole nine. It has not snowed where I live
Right.
until the day his flight leaves. We have a huge driveway.
You do.
It's not only the size alone isn't just massive, but it's on an angle.
Oh, it's yeah,
It's
cliff
awful.
levels.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And there's some tradespeople working at my house, and without even me asking, they just, three of them just went and shoveled the driveway at 7 a.m.
That's
And
so
I thought
nice.
to myself, that is the
Yeah.
kind of effort that like is admirable. They
Oh,
nobody expected them to shovel my driveway for
well,
me.
they don't
I
owe it to
wasn't
you.
paying them for
Yeah.
that. That's not part of their contract.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for them to do that other than it was just like an act of kindness. They knew that it needed to get shoveled, and maybe even they had some like ulterior motive in that they didn't want their truck to slip when
Yep.
it drove up or whatever. The
Exactly.
point is
They don't
that
want to
kind of
tromp through it
effort.
all day.
That
Whatever.
kind of effort, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
they can do no wrong in my eyes. It
Oh,
doesn't
no
it
kidding.
doesn't matter if they completely botch the job. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're great guys.
Yeah.
They're
That one
truly great
day.
guys.
Yeah.
All because of effort,
Hmm. Effort. It's just
small
that
little
going the
dose of
extra
effort.
mile. I agree. Well, and like you hear people say like, why does that construction company get all the work? Because like it's these little things
Mm-hmm.
that go so far with your customer or with your friends or whatever. Like honestly, an example of effort is like you're a busy mom. And I always think of this. You're a busy mom, but when your friends started having kids, it was like just a few years after you. So you were in the weeds of babies, toddlers,
Mm-hmm.
multiple kids at the, littles at the same time. You had your own house on fire, actual fire. And like, I'd call you and I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I'm driving out to so and so's house. I made them 6 freezer meals because they just had a baby. And I'm like, what? I can't even make myself supper every day. I can't imagine having the time, the energy, the whatever. But you were such a good friend that you're like, you know what would have helped me is if anybody dropped off anything that made my day easier, whether it was like a Starbucks coffee or it was a whole
Mm-hmm.
meal or it was come and clean your house, like,
Mm-hmm.
and people appreciate those little things and remember them forever because
Mm-hmm.
nobody told you how to do it. It wasn't your best friend in the whole wide world. It was just another mom that you knew could use it. And like,
Well, and honestly, I have like some very distinct times in my life where people have like went out of their way to do something nice
mhm,
for me when they knew I needed it the most. One of them was Kiera. Just this one random day, I was just like having a bad day. I don't even know how she knew, but she dropped off a coffee on my doorstep and then sent me a text and said, I dropped off a coffee on your doorstep. I didn't want to ring the doorbell in case anyone was asleep, but it's sitting out there waiting for you. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow. Yeah.
It's amazing. And like, that's the kind of friend I want to be in this world. And then
Exactly.
another time I was going through one of the most stressful times of my life. Ray was away and my cousin's wife, so technically my cousin by marriage, Nicole, had sent me a skip the dishes gift card, like an
Hmm.
email that said, here's your skip the dishes gift card, like an e-gift card. And I was like, it was kind of before e-gift cards were even really super popular. And she was like, I don't want you to have to cook dinner tonight. Order something for you and the kids. And I was like, it's the nicest thing anyone
It's the
has
nicest
ever
thing.
done for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not it wasn't the $100 or the $2 or
Mm-mm.
$5 on the coffee. It wasn't the dollar value. It was the fact that like
It was
they
the
saw
effort.
a need and
Hmm.
they executed on it. And I
Yes.
think that if we take those lessons that we have in our personal life, like those times when we felt really loved and supported, and we move it to our business life, what is the effort you could put forward? For your clients, like what can you do nice
Yeah.
for your clients that sets you apart, that makes the person feel like, oh my God, they really want to see me succeed. They really want my house to be nice. They really care about my
Exactly.
website and whether it's going to drive sales and traffic and all the things. If we just did the little things, if everybody just did the little
Hmm.
things in life, wouldn't the world be so much better? And
Yeah.
wouldn't everybody have so much more positive experiences when interacting with businesses? Like, I mean, if you look at Yahoo reviews or Google reviews, almost every review is negative. Because how many times do people think, I'm going to go and review the good things that happened?
They don't.
Because
That's
we
the
are
problem.
wired to complain and talk about the bad things that
Hmm.
happen. So if like we feel a company has done us dirty, you go to a restaurant, and you're like, they were an asshole to me.
Yeah.
You feel really validated in like sharing that to warn
Absolutely.
your fellow friends or whatever, don't go to that restaurant because this is what happened to me. But
Hmm.
how often are we like, go to that restaurant because their service is amazing? And how amazing would it be for that business if all that was talked about was how wonderful they were? Like,
Exactly. I know.
you could like totally change someone's business
Hmm.
life and their financial future. But
Yeah.
then for your own business, you could change your own financial future. If
Well, for
people were
sure.
talking that
Hmm.
kindly about you, if you were putting in the effort, whether that's posting more on social media so that you can get more traffic to your website or to buy your thing, or you were doing the little acts of kindness just because,
Yeah, exactly.
how
Well,
could
and like,
that change your life? Effort is worth it. Effort is so worth it, but it's the first thing to go when we are feeling tired, stressed, overwhelmed,
mhm,
all the things, right?
exactly. Well, and it's the little efforts, like a couple of things. I mean, every single episode we talk about building community, the importance of friendship, the importance of standing with our girlfriends who are also entrepreneurs, blah, 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 right? And you know how big of an impact being kind and putting in effort, taking the 2 minutes when you get the service from your girlfriend's business, or they help you with their, like, say you hire them to do your podcast editing, like, because our girlfriend's company does it. And it's like giving her a good review is helping her business and supporting
Mm-hmm.
her. And, those little things, or sharing someone's post is a huge deal
Mm-hmm.
when someone's trying to build their audience because they're a new business. That is an act of kindness. It's a small effort that goes a long, long way. Like, I I want to get to the point where I do so many of those in a day where I don't even really count them. They're just
Mm-hmm.
happening. They're easy, they're fun, they're part of my day. And like, I remember my girlfriend they bought an Airbnb, or built an Airbnb in Costa Rica. And she tagged me in the post because I said, tag me in any of your posts so that I get a chance to see them all and whatever. And it's actually something I offer a lot of people. I say, tag me in your posts and I'll share them,
Mm-hmm.
because it's an easy way for me to help you without it taking a huge amount of time out of my life, and share with the people that follow me. And so anyway, she did it, and like, she's not into like social media selling at all, but she just needed like people to know that this was available now. So I shared it, and I never thought of it again. And when I saw her, she was like, thank you so much for sharing. Like, that meant the world to me. I can't believe you would do that for me. And you like did it immediately. And I was like, I'll share everyone. That to me is like not an act of kindness. It's not a big effort, but yet it made her day. It made her happy. Like, why wouldn't we want to do more things like that? I
Okay,
also,
and so I got challenged a couple of years ago
mm-hmm.
to comment on 2 people's posts a day, just to like grow relationship capital.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I was like, wow, this is really hard to like find 2 posts to comment. I don't know why I thought it was hard. It just felt like another task on my list of things to do. But then it just became like second nature. And so I think my challenge for every listener right now is going to be for the month of January, or whenever you listen to this, whatever month you're listening to this in, do 2 things, whether it's sharing someone's post, writing a comment on someone's post, whether it's doing a random act of kindness or for somebody that you know needs it, whether it's speaking out loud, like positive reviews about businesses that you've encountered in the last little while, whatever it is, do 2 of those a day and see how your life changes.
Yeah, it'll be good stuff. And then one last thought on this is, if you look at any successful person, like pick your guru, pick whoever they are, and try to see if there's like an article written about their habits or their daily life or, whatever. And you will find that they put an extreme amount of effort into a variety of areas of their life. They do not let a whole bunch of balls drop on any area. And if they do, I'll guarantee you that they've already course corrected and pivoted and said, I don't have time for that one thing I'm dropping all the time. Whether it is working out, whether it is managing businesses, whether it's their home life, whether it's their routine with their family and traveling. And, I promise you that their efforts every day are not half-assed. They're just not. That's not how successful people get successful. So do the damn thing. Stop making excuses. Stop thinking you can do something once and you should get all the rewards of the person that does it 5 times a day, or 3 times a day, or every single day. Like, you're not doing it every day. So when you start, you'll see the results.
So if you're feeling generous, start by giving this podcast a review.
Exactly.
And we're very excited to see how it changes your life. So please reach out to us and tell us, like, after you've completed a month of doing this, I want to hear exactly how it's changed your life.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We are so grateful you're here.
It would mean the world to us if you'll subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel and leave us a review.
If you want to hear more from us, go to proofitspossible.com to join our mailing list and find our social links so you don't miss a thing.
Thanks, and chat next time.